is going on, my people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Nasim the Dream. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a great holiday. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. I know I was gone for a while. I took some TLC to myself to enjoy the holidays and of course work on what we're about to introduce, the finale of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the NTD Awards. This is the ceremony that I do annually to give you my list of my top list of pretty much every single category I could think of that I want to add to this. I'm definitely going to be adding a lot more new categories, so that's something to be exciting about. But this video is my first major video, my first major award category, one that I cherish so much. This is my top 5 sets of 2025. Now, I unfortunately didn't get to go to as many festivals as I did last year or even the year prior to that, so I can't really say that I had that much pressure when picking some of these acts. And then as well with the unfortunate incident that happened at Bonnaroo this year, being canceled after the first day, so that unfortunately did definitely ruined a lot of anticipation for certain sets that I thought would for sure hit this list. So unfortunately, this list isn't exactly what I thought it would be and what I was hoping that it would at least reach its full potential to be for what I did plan for this year. But I'm still pretty satisfied with the live performances that I did get to see, that I did have the opportunity to witness, and that I am overall grateful for. So here it is, starting with my number 5 spot.
Number 5.
Black Country New Road came to Chicago earlier this year into the Salt Shed in Chicago. This was actually, I believe, my first time going to the Salt Shed venue. This was pretty much a brand new venue in Chicago for the most part. I think it's only really been around for, I think, a year prior to when I actually attended. This was actually a former salt factory that was just turned into a venue, and might I say it was quite impressive. I really did love what they did with the place when it comes to what they chose to really make it around. And then, like, you know, with just having an outdoor area and an indoor area, I feel like they really did a good job in really turning this idea into something and bringing it alive, because it really is, in my opinion, one of the most brilliant venues that you can visit in Chicago today. Knowing how well this band works in unison is exactly why I knew that I would witness greatness in the Salt Shed at this time, and that is exactly what happened. May, Tyler, and Georgia were brilliant as the vocal group that took up pretty much the main bulk after their former frontman Isaac Wood parted ways with the band. This, quite frankly, is one of my favorite current active rock bands as of now, so this could have easily shot up to the number 1 spot, but unfortunately, due to the departure with Isaac, the band hasn't really continued to play any of their past works, like from the records Ants From Up There or For the First Time, which were records that were the reason why I fell for this band in the first place. So I will say that it was a big bummer to not really hear anything from either of those LPs, but Forever How Long, which is their newest record that they came out after Isaac Wood did leave the band, was a tremendous project that they basically performed in full, so it was still satisfying.
Number 4.
Ladies up in here tonight, no fighting.
We got the refugees
No
up in
fighting.
here.
No fighting. Shakira.
I never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama?
Come on, guys, this placement speaks for itself. I mean, it's Shakira. I genuinely felt like I was at the Super Bowl, seeing her in presence, witnessing her live in center at Sueños. It didn't even make sense to me. I was so thrilled to finally have the opportunity to attend this godly lineup at Sueños, and I was just so excited because Shakira is an icon. She is one of the most influential Latin figures of all time. The set list was just so beautiful in transition. I love the way it was laid out. I love the way that it was separated in these arcs, and the set production was amazing, especially for a festival. And guys, let me tell you the truth, Shakira does not age. I mean, she was still prime time performance. I really do think so. I mean, the choreography with her voice and the costume designs on there, the background dancers, everything was just so amazing. This was truly a dream come true, and I will cherish this experience for the rest of my life.
Number 3.
Hey boy, I'ma get ya real good and I betcha. Hey boy, once I get ya, you'll be oh so glad that I met ya. Ow! Step 1, then my highlight, make me shine so bright in the moonlight. Step 2.
Yes, moving on to the number 3 spot, we have one of the hottest K-pop groups out there with Twice. Now guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real. Originally, I didn't plan to stay for any set at this night.
The fuck?
I liked Twice, and I did like K-pop moderately at the time when the lineup came out, but I wouldn't say that I was exactly planning to see any of the headliners that were closing out that night. I was mainly buying my ticket that day for Naomi Scott. But then, the global phenomenon, K-pop Demon Hunters, changed my entire life, and after that, I was hyper fixated on the K-pop genre and Twice. I don't know, I can't really explain it. Something really clicked in me, and after that, I've been, of course, that they did a version of one of the songs in there, Takedown. So I was super addicted to that. I was listening to Twice a lot more, listening to some other songs that I haven't listened from Twice, and I was like, dude, actually, I'm gonna stay for this set. And oh my god, I deserve to be punched in the face for even contemplating and not staying that night. It was a absolute thriller. I mean, they were amazing live. Knowing how big they are and knowing how big that set was gonna be for them and for Twice fans, for Once fans, it was just it's mind-boggling that I actually didn't even think about it in the first place, that I didn't do my research and saying this might be worth seeing, because it was so worth seeing. The set list was on point. Everything was just so well done. The girls look absolutely gorgeous. They were absolutely on point. They seemed like they were thrilled to be there. They looked like they were just really in the momentum, really in that adrenaline that they really feel once they hit the stage. And then also what really had me lose my mind is when they had a drone show dedicated to K-pop Demon Hunters. They were quickly going through some of the tracks that was on the soundtrack, and then they were leading up to their performance for Takedown, and man, let me tell you, it was epic. I'm happy to say that this was absolutely one of the best performances I've seen all year. These ladies are so amazing, so talented. They deserve all the flowers that they receive throughout their career. I mean, it makes so much sense why they're so praised and people still love them to this day. And they've been around for, I think, what, like maybe almost 10 years at this point.
Number 2.
Number 2, guys, this one I just did not expect. Bad Omens absolutely murdered Louder Than Life in September. Guys, these guys rule. I mean, I've really been interested into some of this alternative kind of metalcore aesthetic that's been really going on there, especially because I am in the minority, it seems, when it comes to people who critique music that actually really likes like bands like Bad Omens and Sleep Token. So I can't say that I didn't really know what to expect with Bad Omens, but I knew for sure that I had to be there. And all I gotta say is Noah Sebastian. When I tell you, this dude was literally straight from hearing him in full high definition on a vinyl to hearing him live. I mean, you can't even separate those parts. I mean, it was just crazy how amazing he sounded. I mean, it was just absolutely just vivid, pure sonic bliss. I mean, this guy was just absolutely killing it. And then these guys, they blew my mind. Like they got soft and they got melodic at some points, and all of a sudden they just get heavy and everything just gets so melodramatic and dark and twisted. And it just felt through that aesthetic that makes me love metal so much. That kind of like, I want to say, I guess, like main character kind of eerie type of essence. That's kind of what this band was really drawing in, and that's what really had me so hyper fixated on their performance, because it was just so top notch. Everyone was so on point. It just sounded so good. The production wasn't even that crazy. And setlist wise, I thought it was pretty stellar. It didn't really seem that anthemic or, in a sense, that grand and design, like I said. But sonic performance was at 100%. I really thought that these guys were about to steal the #1 spot. But then the last show I got to see this year was actually the best I've seen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 set of 2025.
Number 1.
Take me by the hands.
I have been very vocal about how much I have been obsessed with OK Lou this year, and just overall, I feel like that Y2K aesthetic has just been so popular lately, since ever since the 2020s really started. Like, I feel like it's kind of been revived, and because of that, I think it's also in a way kind of hard to find certain renditions and revivals of the sound to hear nowadays, because so many people are trying to do it. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but there's also a lot of derivative content, and also just a lot of And then OK Lou came out with Choke Enough, and this was by far one of the best records that I heard all year, and it had me absolutely jumping out of my shoes, so excited to get the opportunity to see her. Not only to get to see her, but get to going to the Metro in Chicago. I have never been to this venue. I hear so many good things about it, especially because a lot of big acts kind of started off there, and it's kind of like one of the cultural phenomenons in the underground scene, especially in Chicago. So historically, I was already so excited to finally get to see the Metro. I will say, I did get there late. I actually got there right on time when OK Lou performed. It's small in there. It's very small, so I couldn't even get in. Like, there was 3 entryways that you can get in, and I had to kind of pretty much wait out the doors, which kind of seemed like to be for the better, especially for me, because I definitely would have been squished. It would have kind of sucked unless we were just absolutely raving at some moments and just jumping and sweating, which it definitely had that every now and then, but for the most part, it was pretty chill. Another stellar performance that sounded exactly straight extracted out of the book. It was literally the perfect adaptation in person. She sounded pitch perfect. It was amazing. Bringing out underscores was also amazing here in Harvest Sky like that. We all thought that at first that she might have bring out FKA Twigs because she was performing some of the songs off of the deluxe record. But especially because how much I love that record, and we pretty much got to hear everything on there. Hearing all those songs so vividly transitioned in person, it was unbelievable. I think everybody was so into it. You could tell everyone there was a diehard OK Lou fan. Everyone knew word for word. Everyone was just boogieing their ass off, and God, I can't stop thinking about it to this day. There was some disappointment in the venue. I knew it was gonna be small, but there's also some slight disappointment in some things, because especially if you're in the back, you hear a lot of excessive noise from downstairs, unfortunately. But I can hear her very well. I can hear the music very well. So immense. It's just so profound, and it really did blow my mind. I was playing the record on the way there, and to hear it fully displayed so well in person, that is so hard to do. Especially when you've been touring all year already. She just had a baby. I feel like I'd sound like shit. Who wouldn't sound like shit? I feel like it's justified for someone to be tired and kind of sound like shit. She didn't sound like shit. She sounded amazing. I'm imagining if she does get so big and does get more production value, and she still brings in that much capital on top of her performance. Absolute cinema right there. That's my top 5 sets of 2025. Again, it was a little bit of a sad year because Bonnaroo had so much more potential added to that list. I really thought that set for Olivia Rodrigo would probably also be very high on this list. The Lollapalooza one was still pretty good, but a lot of distractions, we'll just say that. But this is still a great year. I'm still so grateful to got to see the performances and got to attend to the venues and festivals that I did do this year. So I have some big plans for 2026. So I'm hoping it's going to be even better and even more grand. So thank you guys so much for watching the channel. What was some of your favorite performances that you got to see in 2025? Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to help the channel grow, and I will catch you in the next one. Deuces.